Hi guys, hello, it's Darlene with Featherweight Doctor here in beautiful North Idaho. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. I am doing well. I have had, uh, no offense to Mike Rowe, but I have had a dirty jobs kind of day today. Lots of machine servicing. Pretty sure I smell like grease and oil. I know, my job is so glamorous. So tonight we are going to do an Ask the Doctor. I think some of you all sent in a picture of work in progresses. I have Morticia with me tonight as my model, and we are going to address Christine's question regarding servicing the featherweight and then the machine not acting right after the service was done. So I'm going to jump over onto my feeds and I want to say hi to a few friends and then we're going to get this party started. How is everybody doing tonight? Man, I don't know if I like this twice a week live. I feel like I miss you guys so much in between the Friday night sip and sew and
Hey guys, hello, it's Darlene.
And this show. It's just not cool. It's not cool. Let's see here. Let's go here. Studio. What's happening? Oh, I know I'm not on my iPad. Your laptop isn't a touchscreen, Darlene. I shared fun with you guys on Friday night when we did our show Kentucky Derby style. Let's see. Okay, let me say hi to some friends. We have Kathy Rogers in SoCal, Leslie. Hello, Leslie. I got your text. Hang on, guys, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Knock at the door. Okay, Leslie's on. Kathy is on. From East Texas. I've been binding your quilt part of the day today. Man, that thing's a monster. Man, it's a monster. Debbie Allen Sinclair is on. Gwen is on. Hi, Gwen. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How's it going, girl? In Lake Stevens. Enjoying the warm weather for a change. Just started getting kind of cruddy today. So, here in North Idaho. Anna Joyner's on. Lisa's on. She says, sorry I'm late. Was on the phone trying to find hotels that will let us stay with all the dogs when we moved to Arkansas. Very different or very difficult, even if you were willing to pay extra. I would believe that. Karen Bach is on. Hi, Karen. Cindy's on. Hi. Kim Warren. Darla is on. She says, all packed to move. Darla, you're adorable. No, I am not. We've actually had some ups and downs with our real estate transactions. Things seem to be on the up and up now. So the heavy packing should be able to commence in the next 24 hours. Y'all, I can pack like a military family. And I was a military brat, but ironically, I have moved more in my adulthood than I ever did as a little girl when my dad was in the Army. But I can pack. So tonight, I do have a couple pictures that have come up, but we're going to do those towards the end. I wanted to address an email that I got actually a few weeks ago, Christine, so I'm sorry about the delay. I'll go ahead and read you the email and we can go from there. She says, hi, Denise. It's funny because I do actually answer to Denise and Darlene. That's what growing up with an identical twin sister gives you, is multiple names and nicknames like Denise and DeNephew. You get the idea. So it says, hi, Denise. A few weeks ago, I mentioned on one of your lives that I was having tension issues all of a sudden with my featherweight. I've cleaned her, changed the needle, and rethreaded, but I'm still having issues. I don't know why, as it was working wonderfully up until a few weeks ago. I adjusted the top tension and the bobbin tension gets too tight. I adjust the bobbin tension and the top gets too tight. I am beyond frustrated. Any suggestions? So I do have a couple suggestions. So there are some featherweights are kind of, they're fussy gals. I had one in today that actually was that fussy gal. She, generally speaking, when you insert the needle into the needle shaft on the featherweight, It goes flat side to the left. Here, let me put my other camera on so you can how am I going to do this? This. Okay. So flat side to the left. Flat side to the left, and then it needs to be as high in the shaft as it'll go. And I always make sure when I'm changing my needle that I like roll the featherweight down and up just to make sure that I'm not hitting anything before I actually like hit the gas and go. And I snap a needle and all the things. So this featherweight that was in earlier today can't sit too high in the shaft. It doesn't actually engage the hook. So literally you can roll it. It doesn't hit anything, but it will not make a stitch. And so sometimes these little gals are they're just fussy. So it sounds like your featherweight might be one of those fussy gals. The first thing I would do is, it sounds like you changed your needle, you rethreaded, obviously not the problem. So what I would do is I would recalibrate both the upper and the lower tension assemblies to make sure that you're back to factory settings. So let's talk about that for a second. The bobbin tension here is easy to tension because it has a specific gram weight that is supposed to sit at. Hi, Brenda Foley from Kentucky. Thanks for saying hello. So you can use our bobbin tension testers, which if I was smart, I would have grabbed one, but I did not grab one. And what you do is you make sure the bobbin is seated properly into the bobbin assembly. And when you pull on the thread, first of all, this should swing counterclockwise. Oh, love you, babe. That husband of mine, he is worth every penny. All right, so here's the tension tester. And we do have a quick little 3-minute video on this gadget on our YouTube page, by the way, in case you don't want to fast forward and rewind through this video. But what you do is you clip the little alligator mouth onto the bobbin assembly. And when you pull, I'm on the gram weight side, you should sit between 20 and 25 grams of pressure. This is so once you have this tensioned, if you're heavy, the screw to adjust is the top one closest to where the thread comes out, and it's think of small adjustments like 5 minutes on a clock at a time. That's it. You'll want to use your small screwdriver that we have as part of our set. And this one is dead on, but if I was too tight, I've obviously lefty loosey it. If it was too loose, I'd righty tighty it. We'll see you later, babe. No, it's okay. Okay, so that's one thing. So when you know that this tension is correct, then you move on to the next one. Hello, is Elizabeth Sowers. That is totally fine if you're a few minutes late. The next one is the upper tension assembly, and this one is not quite as easy to calibrate. But I'm going to do my best to show you this. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to shift this and shift that so you can see my thing. So we are going to disassemble this. And everybody's like, yikes, we don't disassemble that. We totally disassemble this. If you are ever curious what the order is, I have our little $10 manual here. It's also in Mr. McCullum's book. But this is the diagram as to how the tension assembly goes back together. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold back the number dial, and I'm going to unset this. So I've got a knob, a knurl knob on here. I've got a plastic number disc, a little pin. The pin should be sticking out towards you, not back into the machine. I see that quite a bit from other technicians. A spring, another tension guide number. It's called the indicator. I'm sorry, there are names for all of these. This is the dial. This little guy is the stop washer. This is the thumb nut. I should really know these things. This is the tension spring. Okay, and then we're going to pull out these next items. So this is the thread guard disc assembly. Here's our tension plates, and then this is the take-up spring. Boop, boop, boop. Where there? Tension spring. Okay. Hi. Oh, Christine. Hello. We're just talking about resetting tensions back to factory setting. Hi, Sarah in King, North Carolina, as well out on YouTube. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I need to give myself a little breathing room here. That's Kathy, big cat, or Kathy's monster quilt in the background. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my thread guide, and I'm going to put my tension plates together. I call these the hamburger buns. They kind of look like hamburger buns. So I'm going to pinch those together, and I'm going to put it into the thread guard. And then I'm going to take up my take-up spring, and I'm going to envelope all of it. Do you see me doing that there? Luna, what are you doing? Oh, she goes, nothing, Mom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place this. This is, by the way, Mr. McCollum calls this the quick tension method, and it is in his book. So I'm going to make sure that this leg, the take-up spring, is at the 7 o'clock position on this take-up spring, and I'm going to envelope it like that and put it back like that. So this is going to sit below its holder until I pop it up. It needs to have tension on it. Then I'm going to put my indicator, which is my plastic thing with the plus minus on it. Actually, it's metal on this machine. Here, like this, I'm going to then put my tension spring in with the little arm facing in to the machine. And then I'm going to, let me go make this bigger here. Oh, turn me off this, there. Okay. Then I'm going to put this on with the number 2 facing, oh, I'm sorry, forgot the pin. Don't forget the pin tension, the stop washer, and it is pointing out towards you, not into the machine. So one more little layer here. Then the indicator dial here, which is the number 2, I'm going to put that up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put this back on until I make contact with the dial. You definitely do not, I'm doing this left-handed, which is a little tricky. You definitely do not want to cross thread this. So make sure you have this thumb nut in on the threads right before you tension everything down. And I seem to be, can't do it left-handed. Hold on, I'll flip it back around for you. Okay. Okay, and I'm basically just going to take it in a few turns, and then I'm going to open it all the way up so that the 0 is at the top. Now, here's Mr. McCollum's quick tension method here. I'm going to put my thread on the spool through the hook and through the hamburger buns and pull up on the take-up spring and then go through the take-up lever. That's all I'm going to do Mr. McCollum's method. Like that. Oop, okay, let's not do that. Okay, so now with the presser foot down so that the tension plates are engaged, I am going, at 0, I'm going to pull. I should feel light tension. I do not feel any tension. So what I'm going to do is press the number dial in and then move this in a little bit more, making sure I have that seated, and I'm still not feeling enough pressure there. So I'm going to keep this 0 up here. Like that. Oh, I missed my tension plates. Well, that would definitely not make the tensioner work right. You need to make sure your thread is through the hamburger buns, unlike I just had it. Y'all still out there? Is everybody mesmerized? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so now I'm feeling a little too much pressure. I got moved a little bit too much. I'm just going to go out. Okay, I'd call that light pressure. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish threading it and then put my dial to between the 3 or the 4. So at factory setting, your tension dial should be between 3 and 4 for regular stitching. Okay, so with that in mind, what you would do next, Christine, this would be you, is you're going to thread this the rest of the way up and you're going to sew. Now, If you have large loops on the bottom, it means that your tension on top is not tight enough. And all you're going to do is continue to creep that upper tension assembly up one number at a time until you have more of an even balance. We know our bobbin tension is set right because we use the tension tester to set the proper gram weight of pressure. Hi, guys. So we know that's right. So now it's just a matter of dialing in the upper tension on the upper tension assembly. If you're getting large loops on the bottom, it's not tight enough. Keep going up and up and up until you get it to where you have you can see individual stitches on top, individual stitches on the bottom. That's what you want to see. Once you have that there, what you're going to do is push back in that number dial, leaving the thumb nut in its place. It's seated properly, and move that number dial without moving the thumb nut back to the 3 or 4, because now you are properly tensioned and calibrated properly. All right, so that is how you set your upper and your lower tension assembly. Also, obviously, having a good needle in the machine, a new needle. Christine said she changed her needle, is right. Make sure, maybe you have a bad needle. Maybe there's a burr on the needle and it's causing all this trouble. So I would try swapping your needle out one more time just to make sure that it isn't a bad needle every once in a while, because I buy my needles by the 144, the gross. Every once in a while I get a bad needle and it makes it look like I'm having tension problems, but I'm not. I know, are you guys not commenting? Oh my goodness, everybody's commenting and I didn't see. My thing wasn't moving. Okay. Let's see here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. All of a sudden I realized I had like 32 comments and my screen wasn't moving. Hello. Good. Oh, good, Gwen. Sandy Reese is on. Odie, Dawn. Everyone feel just sent you an email about my work. Great. Okay. Super. Okay, thank you. I have Mr. McCullum's book that I ordered from you, so I will give it a go. Fabulous. Okay, let me get my other camera off this, and let's go see what kind of work we have in progress this week. Okay. Let's see. I think we got some emails. All right. Kathy sent an email in. Let's start. Kathy says, long-awaited quilt. This quilt was discovered when sorting out the Lone Star was started in 1980. Is that vintage yet? What year do you have to be vintage? I'm so glad to find and add all the borders and now layering to quilt. Oh, it's pretty, Lone Star. Look how pretty it is. Ooh, there. Very nice. Very nice. Sorry, my phone is really icky. Let me fix that. Okay. Then I saw someone Leslie Miller sent in a picture. Featherweight Doctor. There she is. Okay, she said, finally finished the quilt for the sick little boy, Applicate. I can talk, I promise. His little name on the back today. Oh, Hayden, so cute. This is so sweet. Leslie. That is so sweet. So sweet. Here's more of the quilt. He must be a football fan. Texas football even. Very cool, Leslie. Good job. So those are just the pictures I have for you. So there was just a few. I decided we haven't done an Ask the Doctor in a few weeks, and I thought Christine's question was really relevant. Oh, antique is 100 plus years. Vintage is 30 to 50 years. So 1980. Yeah, so it's vintage. Yeah, not an antique, but vintage. Thanks, Kathy. All right, friends. Well, that was all I had for you tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. I would love to answer more of your questions. If anybody is curious about something on your machine, it doesn't matter if I've covered it before. It never hurts to refresh everybody's memory, especially when it comes to tension stuff, because that seems to be one of the biggest complaints or concerns, however you want to put it, with these little great antique machines. So I hope everybody has a good rest of your evening. I am going to be back on Friday for a sip and sew. I don't know what I'm going to be working on yet. I've got a couple things in progress, and it was brought to my attention today that one of my very, very close friends has a baby due in like 2 weeks, and I haven't even started a quilt for her. And it is not like I can just throw together a charm pack quilt, because the first baby, my buddy Roy Robert, I made him that Elizabeth Hartman llama quilt. So I got to kind of step up my game for the next baby. All right, Christine, let me know how it goes. I'd love to consult more if I need to. Hopefully that fixes your tension issues. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll see you Friday, 4 o'clock.